Hey everybody, this is a bit of an example of how to create your time capsule if you're choosing to do the time capsule. I'm going to go through really basic stuff of how to lay that out and what to include in here. Okay, so for mine, I'm going to put my question at the top here, and I've gone really narrow. I've gone, what were the most influential hip-hop albums of 1994. Right, it's a bit of a basic question, okay, but it will do the job. Now I've gone ahead and already collected some images that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to put Biggie in there. I'm going to just adjust the size of that so that it doesn't look too ridiculous. There we go. Get rid of that as well. Excellent. Now in my in this section here, we want to explain why this one is here. All right. I've also put that in the top section because I'm going to argue that this was the most influential cover. Okay, the most influential album of 90. So I'm still ranking this in this time capsule. Okay. If your question is not about, what is the most influential or the best or the least or the worst or whatever it's not something that is ranked, you would probably put your strongest information or your strongest point in the first. Okay. So I will write this and we'll fast forward it a bit and then you can have it.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging, celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps an act with minks on her back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the sauce. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us.
Alrighty. I have written a paragraph. Now it is my first time writing that paragraph. I would definitely go through and edit. I would highlight the things that help me answer the question. Okay, so the hit single Juicy, so the Notorious had the ability to live in a world of a gangster as well as a music superstar, and it highlighted the change in hip hop. I probably need to elaborate on that. Okay, now that is 160 words. Okay, if you're doing 5 of these things, you want somewhere between 100 and 150 words per section in your time capsule. Okay, because remember, you want to get to at least 500 words. That's your minimum for a time capsule. Now remember, these are ranked. Okay, now that doesn't necessarily mean, like, in this example, looking at music, I'm going to pick 5 albums that I think were the most influential. Okay, so, and based on the research that I've done as well. Now in the research that I have done, this album by Nas, Illmatic, often came up in the top spot. And so I did a bit of research into that and discovered that I put this in the wrong thing. All right. I did a bit of research into this and discovered why that is. However, I found some really intriguing stuff that I think led to that explains why Biggie's album should be, okay, which has a lot to do with the legacy left behind, and the way that hip hop went for the rest of the 90s. Album cover shows a young Nas and the building he grew up in, which is true. Now, I'm not going to go through and do another example, but in this, I might, as I'm sort of beginning to build this, I might do things like young rapper. He was really young when this came out. I think he was only 18 years old. Young rapper 18. No, 18. Excellent lyrical flow. Amazing collection of producers. Some of the most iconic songs in hip hop. NY state of mind and represent. All right, so there's some dot points. So as I'm sort of researching, I can do that. And I would probably drop in my link here to the reference, okay? Because you need to reference this as well. All right, excellent. So they're my first two. I'm ranking them. Now I've got in my bottom one here, okay, I'm going to pop in this album here, Outcasts. Always got to adjust these things. All right, I'm going to drop that one in there. Now I'm going to explain why this is important as well. Now this doesn't necessarily mean this is the least influential album of 1994, because there are many albums that came out in 94 that were amazing. But in here I'm going to write things like wins album of the year. They are from the South. First time. No. I think it wins rookie album. I can't remember now. Okay, but I will know that because I would have researched. First time artist from the deep south of America had won awards, was the founder of the Southern style of hip hop. All right, so I can put in all those things there. And as you're researching, do your dot points. Okay. You may also want to do a little preamble. Okay, so this is kind of like your introduction. All right, so 1994 was seen as a turning point for hip hop music as it yada. All right, a small little introduction that sort of explains what your topic is, and then the following 5 albums are arguably most influential, and these influences will be discussed in the time capsule. All right. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's a bit of an example of how you do that. Now, you are welcome to, if you would like to make these things look a bit prettier, you can go to table design and you can do all sorts of stuff in table design. You can play around with things. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do with yours. You can just do it normally. You can do border styles. You know. You can play with the borders. You can do all sorts of stuff. Okay, it's entirely up to you. Do shading on there, whatever you want to do. You can play around to make your table look But do that last. Get all your writing done first. I hope this is helpful and will help you go forward. Thank you.